Hey, folks, we are back together once again. Oh, happy Friday. Probably won't be a super long stream because I only have two chapters of Frog and Toad Together left, but we'll be together for, and that's what really counts. I'm trying to remember. Did I play music last time? Can't remember if I did. What the heck is this? Chill background streaming music. That sounds like a good option, perhaps. It probably isn't. Actually, stream. Let's try it out. Well, folks, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to have you. Trying to get it to just the right point where it's not duplicated, but I can still hear it. Let me know, folks. Does that sound okay? General Kenobi, Laura Bold One. Welcome in, Mr. Wildest Meerkat. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday. But could anyone just confirm really quick before we dive in? Can you hear background music, and does it sound okay? That's the question. That's good. That's dope. Good audio? Alright, awesome. Awesome. Alright. So here's the plan. We have two more chapters of Frog and Toad Together. Last time we read 3, so you can imagine it shouldn't take us too long at all. That being said, before we jump in, I realized something today that I hadn't, or at least I hadn't paid attention to last time we spoke. It is the month of June. There's two significant things to that month, as well as a specific thing relevant to this day. Today is the 81st anniversary of D-Day, which is when the Allied forces invaded France to liberate it again from Nazi occupation. So I just want to say thank you to all of those soldiers, all of the people who served and gave their lives, put forth that effort to defeat that evil in the world. And make sure that you also, pay consideration to that too. To me, it's just so important. It marks the beginning of the end of the evil occupation. And that being said, June, it is both Pride Month as well as Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So, happy month to both of those items. Lately, I've seen discourse floating around online saying that we should be focused on one and not the other. I couldn't disagree with this point more. I think both of them are highly critical and in tandem with one another. I think men's mental health being boosted also will support that of the LGBT community, as well as the LGBT community being supported will bolster men's mental health. These two things can happen hand in hand, as well as be mutually beneficial to one another. I won't dive too deep into that because I know that some people will probably be offended regardless of what I say on the topic. But I think it's important that we are able to recognize, celebrate both of those things, and take care and consideration for both of those things. It's my opinion that you can care about multiple things at the same time without disregarding the other. As Mike Walls says, am I getting that right? Tim Walls, sorry. As Tim Walls says, human rights aren't a pie. There's enough for everybody. So that being said, happy Pride Month, happy Men's Mental Health Awareness. I hope you all continue to take care of yourself and each other. I believe both of those months go along with that message that I give to you every time we stream. That being said, let's dive into Frog and Toad together. I know that's what you really want to hear about, not my opinion on things. And just like last time, I'm going to attempt to show you the pictures at the end of each page. That seemed to be a crowd favorite last time. We'll continue that tradition. And let me see if I have any messages. Are there any mods in the house? Oh, Zach's not a mod. If any mods are willing or interested, you could do a 5-minute poll to see if we want to continue reading after I finish these 2 chapters. Because I have a little novel called Hatchet that I feel like is short enough that we could potentially read it over the course of a few streams. And I just love that book. So I'm going to leave it up to the mods and up to the viewers to vote on that. That can happen whenever. You might want to wait until more people are in too. Who knows? Alright, that being said, Frog and Toad together, we're going to be reading Dragons and Giants first. Dragons and Giants. Frog and Toad were reading a book together. "The people in this book are brave," said Toad. "They fight dragons and giants. They are never afraid." "I wonder if we are brave," said Frog. Frog and Toad looked into a mirror. "We look brave," said Frog. "Yes, but are we?" asked Toad. Frog and Toad went outside. "We can try to climb this mountain," said Frog. "That should tell us if we are brave." Frog went leaping over rocks, and Toad came puffing up behind him. They came to a dark cave. A big snake came out of the cave. "Hello, lunch," said the snake when he saw Frog and Toad. He opened his wide mouth. Frog and Toad jumped away. Toad was shaking. "I am not afraid," he cried. They climbed higher, and they heard a loud noise. Many large stones were rolling down the mountain. "It's an avalanche!" cried Toad. Frog and Toad jumped away. Frog was trembling. "I am not afraid," he shouted. They came to the top of the mountain. The shadow of a hawk fell over them. Frog and Toad jumped under a rock. The hawk flew away. "We are not afraid!" screamed Frog and Toad at the same time. Then they ran down the mountain very fast. They ran past the place where they saw the avalanche. They ran past the place where they saw the snake. They ran all the way to Toad's house. "Frog, I am glad to have a brave friend like you," said Toad. He jumped into the bed and pulled the covers over his head. "And I am happy to know a brave person like you, Toad," said Frog. He jumped into the closet and shut the door. Toad stayed in the bed, and Frog stayed in the closet. They stayed there for a long time, just feeling very brave together. And that is it for that chapter. Let me just check some messages right quick. Okay. Let's get into another story. This one is called The Dream. Toad was asleep, and he was having a dream. He was on a stage, and he was wearing a costume. Toad looked out into the dark. Frog was sitting in the theater. A strange voice from far away said, "Presenting the greatest toad in all the world." Toad took a deep bow. Frog looked smaller as he shouted, "Hooray for Toad! Toad will now play the piano very well," said the strange voice. Toad played the piano, and he did not miss a note. "Frog!" cried Toad. "Can you play the piano like this?" "No," said Frog. It seemed to Toad that Frog looked even smaller. "Toad will now walk on a high wire, and he will not fall down," said the voice. Toad walked on the high wire. "Frog!" cried Toad. "Can you do tricks like this?" "No," peeped Frog, who looked very, very small. "Toad will now dance, and he will be wonderful," said the voice. "Frog, can you be as wonderful as this?" said Toad, as he danced all over the stage. There was no answer. Toad looked out into the theater. Frog was so small that he could not be seen or heard. "Frog," said Toad, "where are you?" There was still no answer. "Frog, what have I done?" cried Toad. Then the voice said, "The greatest Toad will now—" "Shut up!" screamed Toad. "Frog! Frog! Where have you gone?" Toad was spinning in the dark. "Come back, Frog!" he shouted. "I will be lonely!" "I am right here," said Frog. Frog was standing near Toad's bed. "Wake up, Toad," he said. "Frog, is that really you?" said Toad. "Of course it's me," said Frog. "And are you your own right size?" asked Toad. "Yes, I think so," said Frog. Toad looked at the sunshine coming through the window. "Frog," he said, "I am so glad you came over." "I always do," said Frog. Then Frog and Toad ate a big breakfast, and after that, they spent a fine, long day together. And that is the end of our Frog and Toad Together book. Thank you so much for being here during the reading. I hope you enjoyed. I did enjoy it as well. If we continue to get good feedback on these, we will just keep doing them. I'll find some other books to read to you guys. Maybe some more advanced books, because this one is a high interest story for a developing reader. Which, not to say I'm not developing, but we could try for a little bit higher than that. So that being said, I don't think anybody put a poll out. I'll put a poll up right now. Actually, I take it back. I'll respond to a text right now. Here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna make it for 1 minute, and you guys can go ahead and vote on that. I think there's only 2 of you here, but that means that your one vote could swing could swing the entire system. So be sure to vote right now. Give that about 30 more seconds on that poll. And then we have some direction as to where we're going. In the meantime, I'm trying to figure out what's going on this weekend. Oh wait, isn't there a Fortnite event this weekend? June 7th. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Try to do that. I don't know if anybody's voting on this. Did anyone vote? Are we cooked? View results. 0-0. Oh, that's good. Oh, good heavens. Alright, type in chat right now, yes or no, to start reading Hatchet. One yes or one no will determine. The stream lies in your hands right now, okay? Our fate lies in your hands. Oh, good heavens. I don't know if it's happening. Well, in that case... checking something else. Okay. Trying to think of what we should do at the moment. Lost my guidance. I've lost my compass. Honestly, in that case, since we don't have a decisive democratic vote, what I will do is I will end here, and I think I'm gonna play a little bit of World of Tanks to try to keep that moving along. So, that being said, thank you so much for watching. Remember, the world needs you. Take care of yourself, take care of each other. I will see you all later. Bye, guys.